Where I went to high school, if you weren't good at sports or felt comfortable talking to girls, the environment did everything in its ability to make you feel unworthy. And if you're a skinny, arty boy who watches foreign films instead of the footy, and if you think Winona Ryder in Heathers is more beautiful than anything you'll ever find in a Zoo magazine, Karratha is not a town that you're going to thrive in. It's easy to not like yourself when you don't live up to the standards of what's celebrated in your community. This is the mid-2000s, so if you have even the slightest curiosity about your own sexuality, you're going to have to keep that all to yourself, because this is a time and place where vulnerable expression feels like a crime. You don't have an abundance of colourful Netflix characters to make you feel less alone in the world. The only character on TV who I could relate to at the time was Gordo from Lizzie McGuire. He was nerdy, into film, kind of looks like me, and in the movie, he finally got out of the friend zone. But this isn't the Disney Channel. I wasn't met with thunderous applause when I opened up my feelings for someone I liked. I was publicly rejected and shamed by my own friends, all for just having a little bit of faith. Her? You think you got a chance with her? Get real, Cody. You're going to be alone your whole life. You don't forget the names or faces of people who say such cruel things about you, but you do get to have a say in how distant you become once you hear that school bell ring one last time. So I get out of Karratha, move to Perth, and enroll in ECU to study film. I'm 20 years old, still a virgin, and I've never even kissed anyone. And now I'm living at the student village. So legend has it that those who didn't peak in high school get to have their moment in the sun while at university. There's another myth going around that adds another layer of pressure. The year is 2012, and the world is scheduled to end on December 21st. And I know the Mayans were smart as fuck. Long before the telescope was invented, their astronomy skills were off chops, and they invented chocolate. But they also ripped each other's hearts out with their bare hands. So I decide they're wrong about Armageddon. But a lot of people did believe it. And what terrified me was the possibility of everyone stocking up on weapons and getting their purge on. There is so much fear in the air, it's really not hard to picture things suddenly going full Mad Max. So before everyone throws their morals out the window and grabs their machetes, I want to experience intimacy. So I experienced my first student village party thanks to my housemate Jack. It's his 20th birthday and he invites a bunch of his mates over. And quite early into the night, he excuses himself into the bedroom with a girl. So now that leaves me with the only person I knew here out of the picture. And I have to adapt to a room full of strangers. There's Liam and Jordan, who Jack had known since high school. And then there's Jack's cousin Cassie, who was a bit older than us. The only thing that we all have in common is that we all know Jack. And knowing that he was getting lucky in the other room, the subject naturally changes to the one that I have nothing to contribute to. So we're all sitting on a couch together, looking like a Cranberries album cover. They're talking about sex, and I'm worried about what to say when it gets up to me. I'm ready to receive nothing but judgment when I reveal my lack of experience. My fear is that this is all going to be a comparison game in which I will inevitably lose. Instead, it turns out to be the first emotionally mature conversation about sexuality that I get to be part of. So, When it's Liam's turn, he raises his hand and announces to the whole room, "I am fantastically bi." I know that if he did that in front of the people who I used to call friends, he'd be forced to feel like shit. So when no one in this room hands him any cruel words, that's when I know I'm not in Karratha anymore. I'm safe. So by the time it gets up to me, I feel comfortable opening up to these complete strangers. I tell them that I've never had sex and I've never kissed anyone. Within less than 10 seconds, Jack's older cousin Cassie stands me up and says, "If you'd like me to, I'll be your first kiss." She's taller than me, has dark hair, cheekbones that could cut glass, and eyes that you can see the whole universe inside. I say yes and let her lead. Liam and Jordan have front row seats. And they watch this moment unfold with the same expressions I imagine my parents had when they watched the moon landing. Cassie cradles my face, and I close my eyes. She takes me to space, and I can see stars beneath my eyelids. Everyone in this room is genuinely happy for me, and I feel like I've graduated and can finally throw my stupid square hat into the sky. This night is everything it needs to be. Cut to a semester later, the night of December 20th arrives. No sign of society collapsing just yet, but when that clock hits midnight, who knows? I go to bed that night, entangled in a web of thoughts. Did I remember to lock my door? Should I keep a kitchen knife under my pillow for self-defense? Am I happy with everything I achieved in this life if I am to die tomorrow? Am I okay with still being a virgin and having only experienced kissing someone? Yes, I honestly was. The memory of kissing Cassie was enough to make me smile throughout the night. It was enough. Enough of a cool experience to own and enough affirmation to help carry my sense of self-worth into this new post-Karratha and post-apocalyptic chapter. Thank you.